Ever wondered how the humble roll of toilet paper in your bathroom is made? It's not something we think about often, but the process behind it is fascinating. This everyday item, so essential to our daily lives, is actually a marvel of modern manufacturing. The industry that produces it generates an astounding $100 billion in revenue worldwide every year. That's a lot of toilet paper. These seemingly simple rolls are the result of an intricate process that starts in the forest and ends in your bathroom. From harvesting timber to creating pulp, from utilizing recycled paper to ensuring the final product is soft and strong, each step is a testament to human ingenuity. And it's not just about creating a product, it's about sustainability, about making the most of our natural resources and minimizing waste. So let's dive into the fascinating process of making toilet paper. The process starts with the collection of wood in the forest. Picture an 18-ton behemoth, a specialist in its field, known as a timber harvester. This machine is the all-rounder of the forest, efficiently felling trees, delimbing them, and sawing up the trunks. And it does all of this in less than 60 seconds. But not just any wood will do. The timber selected for the production of toilet paper is bad wood. These are the trunks that are crooked or otherwise unfit for furniture production. After all, the fine grains of good wood would be wasted on a product that is, quite literally, flushed away. So our harvester machine goes about its work, selecting and processing this bad wood. It's a sight to behold, a dance of mechanical precision and efficiency. Once the trees are cut, delimbed, and sawed into manageable pieces, they're transported from the forest to a site where the next stage of the process will take place. It's here that these thousands of tree trunks, once standing tall in the forest, now find their new purpose. They're not destined to become a beautiful piece of furniture or a sturdy construction beam. Instead, they're about to be transformed into a product that, while humble, plays a crucial role in our daily lives. But before these trunks can become the toilet paper we know and rely on, they must first be converted into pulp, the raw material for paper. And so, our journey continues from the forest to the factory, from tree to toilet paper. Each step is crucial, each process refined over years of manufacturing expertise. Thousands of tree trunks cut up by the harvester end up at a site, ready to be converted into pulp. It's a journey of transformation, and we're just at the beginning. Before the wood can be turned into pulp, it must be converted into chips. Let's delve into this fascinating process. Picture this: uniform pieces of wood, each piece a potential roll of toilet paper, are fed into a shaft. At the end of this shaft, giant drums rumble and roar, ready to start the process of debarking. The drums work diligently, removing the tree's outer layer while preserving as much wood as possible. The result? A debarked piece of wood, stripped of its outer layer, ready for the next stage. But hold on, we're not quite there yet. The debarked wood needs a good cleaning. It's treated to a water bath, which washes away any residual stone and sand from the logs. Afterward, the wood goes through a metal detector. This isn't your typical airport security, though. This detector is on the lookout for stray nails or screws that might have snuck into the batch. It's essential to remove these metal invaders, as they can wreak havoc on the machinery involved in the later stages of production. The stage is now set for the grand performance of our main character, the wood chipper. This isn't just any wood chipper, though. This is a giant industrial-grade machine with rotating knives that effortlessly reduce the cleaned, debarked wood into tiny wood chips. These chips, each one a small piece of a larger puzzle, are the building blocks of your toilet paper. As the wood chipper completes its task, the wood chips embark on a journey down a conveyor belt. They travel in a steady stream, moving towards their destination, giant stockpiles where they'll wait, ready and eager for the next step in their transformation. The wood chips may be small, but they're mighty, carrying in them the potential to become something we use every day. The wood chips then travel down a conveyor belt into giant stockpiles, ready for the next step. And just like that, wood becomes chips, ready to be transformed into pulp and eventually into the toilet paper we all rely on. These wood chips are then chemically broken down to create pulp. To transform these tiny wood chips into toilet paper, we need to extract the fine fibers within them. This extraction process is where the magic happens, and it's all thanks to large industrial tanks called decomposers. Decomposers are the unsung heroes of the toilet paper production process. They work by cooking the wood chips until they are transformed into pulp. This cooking process is not a light simmer, but a vigorous boil that can last up to 3 hours. Imagine preparing a hearty stew, but instead of vegetables and meat, you're simmering wood chips in a chemical bath. Now you may be wondering what happens to all the moisture in the wood during this cooking process. Well, most of it evaporates. When we start, wood chips contain about 50% moisture. But by the end of the cooking process, the mixture is significantly drier. So what comes out of this intense cooking process? We get around 25 tons of a mixture that includes cellulose fibers, lignin, which binds the wood fibers together, and other substances. But not all of this is usable for our toilet paper. We're interested in the cellulose fibers, the primary ingredient in the pulp that will be transformed into our toilet paper. From each cooked batch, we get about 15 tons of usable fiber. This usable fiber is what we refer to as pulp. It's the raw material that will be further processed and eventually become the soft, absorbent paper we all know and use. So the next time you reach for that roll of toilet paper, remember the journey it's been on. From a tree in the forest, through a harvester and a wood chipper, and finally a decomposer, it's been a long and fascinating process to get to your bathroom. Out of this cooking process, we get about 15 tons of usable fiber or pulp. In addition to wood, recycled paper is another important raw material for making toilet paper. You might think that this is a simple process. After all, it's just paper, right? But it's not as straightforward as it seems. Recycled paper doesn't just waltz into the factory ready to be transformed into toilet paper. It needs to be sorted out from a heap of other materials that can't be used for this purpose. This is where a machine called a sorter comes into play. The sorter is a marvel of technology. It's designed to separate the wheat from the chaff, or in this case, the usable paper from the rubbish. The junk we're talking about here includes cardboard, plastic, and other non-paper materials that somehow find their way into the mix. The sorter uses a conveyor belt system to transport the materials through its various stages. The first stage is a sieve that removes large refuse and cardboard. It's a bit like panning for gold, but instead of precious metals, we're looking for paper. Once the larger materials are out of the way, the sorter gets down to the nitty-gritty. Using near-infrared sensors, the sorter can identify the different types of materials on the conveyor belt. As soon as it detects a piece of cardboard or any other unwanted material, it sends a blast of air to send it flying off the belt. It's a bit like a high-tech game of spot the difference. And the sorter is not just a one-trick pony. It can handle a whopping 400 tons of recycled paper every day. That's the equivalent of over 80 African elephants. So the next time you use a roll of toilet paper, remember the journey it has taken. From the forest to the factories and from the sorter to your bathroom, it's a process that combines nature with technology in a truly remarkable way. This machine can sort out 400 tons of recycled paper every day. Once sorted, the recycled paper needs to be cleaned before it can be used. This isn't as simple as running a load of laundry, though. Picture a colossal washing machine, bustling and humming as it takes on the monumental task of purifying our paper waste. This cleaning process is a thorough 14-station journey, and each station has a specific role to play. The first few stations are all about getting rid of any unwanted elements. Using a combination of water and various mechanical processes, they remove the ink, dirt, and other impurities that have gathered on the paper over its life. Next, the paper is treated with an array of chemicals that break it down and separate the fibers. This is a crucial step, as it is these fibers that will be reused to make new paper. Think of it as the paper shedding its old identity, preparing to be reborn. Once the fibers are isolated, they are then treated with a series of bleaches to ensure they are as pure as possible. This is a meticulous process, as any leftover impurities could affect the quality of the final product. The paper then embarks on the final stages of its cleansing journey. It is rinsed, dried, and then inspected to ensure it meets the high standards required for reuse. Throughout this process, the recycled paper is transformed from a used product into a clean, reusable material, ready for its next life. But perhaps the most remarkable part of this process isn't the transformation itself, but the scale at which it happens. This isn't just a few sheets of paper being cleaned, it's tons upon tons of recycled paper, processed and cleaned every single day, ready to be turned into something new. Though it's a lot of work, this process is more environmentally friendly than you might think. It not only reduces the demand for raw materials, but also keeps waste out of our landfills, making it a key player in our ongoing effort to protect our planet. So there you have it, the complex process behind the creation of a simple roll of toilet paper. It starts with the harvesting of wood by an efficient machine, the timber harvester. This wood, often the less ideal pieces, is then transformed into chips by a giant wood chipper. The chips are then cooked in a decomposer to create pulp, the raw material for paper. Recycled paper also plays a vital role in this process. It's sorted, stripped of contaminants, and washed through 14 stations until it can be used again for new paper. All of these steps, though laborious, contribute to an environmentally friendly method of production. The process is intricate, involving a mix of mechanical prowess and chemical transformations. It's a testament to human ingenuity, turning what could be waste into something so everyday and essential. Next time you reach for that roll of toilet paper, remember the journey it's been on to get to you.